especially when they want to go in hard. But in the meantime, as we're going to load into the game, let's have a look at what Geek Fam has to say to Envy.
Day of the MPL season, and we're starting things off here in the best of 3. Geek Fam against Notorious Villains.
Yep, and they've already started. Xian taking quite a bit of damage here. Arts is very low, but Xian is going to secure the kill. But the flicker isn't going to be enough. And the flame shot coming in from Selena. Oh, this game is already gone. So bloody, so fast, and nobody has really hit level 2 yet.
Yeah, I mean, they really went really hard on towards the bot lane skirmish, and well, it's a 1-for-1 right now, and Zoran's trying to actually steal that away. Well, he has to face off against 3 members of Envy. He's forcing a flicker, but he's going to be pretty much A-okay, and of course, emotes on the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. But look at the top side of the map. You can already see that Geek Fam is stealing away the red buff because of the information that was being fed from the bottom side of the map. And you can see, oh, Swan, unfortunately, not even going to get the blue buff as well. And Selena, Dominus, wants to get some more. He's already put some damage into Swan as well as Colia. They're forced to back away. Well played, Geek Fam. Looks like they are just dominating the map, even when it comes to buff stealing.
Yeah, you can see that they are just taunting them down, just shoving the mid lane and perhaps looking for advantages from the bot side. You know, Chen has gotten himself that first kill, so maybe he might get punished a little bit later on, but they will choose to back away, secure a couple more of that sort of EXP from the jungle, while Becky here will have to face off against Chen, and it won't be a fair fight as Hallucinates will arrive to the scene to get his River Crab.
And now Xian is taking her time just proxying the wave with the top side of the map just being cut off entirely here. Xian, she's okay. She knows that Zoraveki doesn't have enough damage to secure the kill, but Xian taking quite a bit of damage from the Death Sonata, though. Is this going to be enough? Oh, the Rhapsody follow-up by Feeks is going to ensure that to be a quick kill coming in for the side of Geek Fam.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate because Chen's almost hit those levels up, but you know, that's going to be the Granger already at level 5. He's going to hit like a truck no matter what, but here comes Arts though, just dashing in. Well, Zoran doing Zoran things here. He's going to be actually pulling a little bit of attention coming from the side of Envy. Well, Swan's just going to soak whatever hit that he can take for now, but Notorious Villains really have to find a way to stop a little bit of that gold bleed. So as it stands, in less than 3 minutes, we've already seen maybe a 1.5k differential in terms of gold.
Yeah, and you know, Carmilla against the Uranus, as of right now in the top lane side, the only difference... Oh, wait, hold on. Arts is coming in with the unstoppable force and the secure kill coming in from Feeks on top of the Abyssal Arrow. Looks like they've got a successful dive down a bot lane, and it looks like Geek Fam, you know, making sure that they have pure river control when even since they locked the Selena, making sure that they are abusing her early game power.
Yeah, and of course, Abyssal Arrow will be hitting onto Swan, and he will be actually facing up against Trey with that wall charge. He will be knocked up in the air, and that will be the kill secured. Geek Fam, 4 kills in the back already.
Yeah, and now Zoraveki just keeping eyes here. He doesn't want to get caught just yet. He doesn't pick up the Cyclone. He walks away scot-free. But you have to admit that the combination coming in from Dominus was really clean. After leading with the Abyssal Arrow, he uses the Abyssal Dash just before he drops the trap. Uses his flame shot to knock them backwards to buy a little bit more time for the rest of the team to kind of clean it up.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Notorious Villains here. They're only depending on Chen to actually push the topside wave, which is already being proxied by Geek Fam. And I'm not too sure what kind of lead they actually secure. But yeah, fair point. Geek Fam, they got enough crowd control. They can pick up fights one after another. And, you know, Zoran is just doing Zoran things. He just have to wait for a proper wild charge to go in for the pickoff whenever that Abyssal Arrow hits. And there goes Arts. He will be kicked off with the Wader Dragon for the killing spree for Selena.
Yeah, it looks like Geek Fam just wants to kind of staunt in the mid lane as well as the top lane as well, making sure that they're both safe because they know that with the help of Dominus, they're able to secure more kills as Feeks comes in with a sick Death Sonata here. Swan won't be able to survive. Oh, he actually does with the with the Revitalize and the Glorious Pathway. The health regeneration was just enough to keep him alive. Zorn unable to kind of clean up the kill at the end there, but looks like Notorious Villain are going to walk away with just only a couple of battle spells burnt.
Yeah, we're looking at such a dominant side from Geek Fam, and they've already opened up the bot side tier 2 as well, which means that Notorious Villains will have no control over on towards the right side of the jungle. And Zorn, he's just soaking as much hits as he can, but he is running away with that wall charge, and still is showing off those recalls and emotes. But, you know, Swan's not having any of it, while there will be the Selena up towards the top lane.
Yep, they're just holding their ground for now. Rotation towards top side. Chen is going to be the next to fall, and Unstoppable Voice coming in from Xian. He wants that revenge. He's got that revenge, and Feeks just cannot run away. When the moment the Moonwell drops and the hunt is popped, Roger is going to be running you down.
Oh yeah, I just really love to see Rogers really popping up in the mid game, and now he's going to be able to actually at least get back in towards shape to get some of all these core items up on the way. But, you know, for the side of Geek Fam, they've already got Blade of the Heptaseas up online, and of course the Calamity Scythe over on towards the side of Selena. They do have a lot more advantages as compared to Notorious Villains right now, and they really got to do something about the top side. You can see that Chen is having such a hard time to face this one off.
Yeah, again, the struggle is real, but both teams, you know, both putting focuses on the top side of the map. The bottom side has been completely destroyed in the meantime, and that's how Geek Fam has this 5k goal lead, all due to one lane. But Zorn in the middle of everything, they want to send somebody through. Arts gets ejected over, but it looks like they've collapsed right on top of his head. Swan, the next on the chopping block, but nobody has seen Feeks just yet in the back line with a very efficient left side angle with the Death Sonata, followed up by the Rhapsody. Just doesn't cut it out. NB is behind. They're gonna go for the dive onto Chen, even though it just doesn't matter. The last shot in with the insured crit from Feeks will secure the kill.
Geek Fam just pummeled down Notorious Villains as they extend in towards their jungle side, and there's nothing much that they can do to defend themselves. One more turtle on the way for the side of Geek Fam, and they will try to break up the top side tower as well. Well, I'm not so sure at this point. Can they even manage a comeback? I'm looking at the side of Notorious Villains. They still need a lot more items to come up, but they will be able to actually find the kill over on towards Camilla eventually, as Ozura Veki will go down.
Yep, and now this is just becoming very difficult for Envy to even walk out of their base. Geek Fam have complete control over the jungle and Zorn because no one is able to stop him and no one's big enough to stop him. He's forced into this position where, hey, it's either you deal with Zorn or continuously have to deal with you know, the recent updates that Zorn is giving his team whenever he's in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm looking at the form of Geek Fam. They are looking like their championship form. Remember back in the days where they managed to lift the trophy? This is how convincing they can actually play, and you can just see that level of confidence that Zorn has. But here comes Arnsto. He will pick him off, and this high loss is gone. They're looking to actually find Kolia as well. He has immortality, but it doesn't matter at all. We can see Arns in the middle of the fight, and it will be Chen running for her life, and that's a double kill coming over towards the hands of Arns.
Yep, there's nothing much he can do as of yet, but he'll have to peel backwards as he continues to fight on. Geek Fam keeping control over the top side jungle, and Notorious Villains. Hallucinates can only do so much. Yes, he's getting some good damage onto Zorn, and luckily he has his blue buff, but he needs more items, and I don't think I don't think Notorious Villains has the time to kind of just wait or sit around and just let things happen. Geek Fam is suffocating them through the economy.
Yeah, I'm looking at the economy. It's pretty bad. Like, they are forced to just buy armor and armor only. Look at all the tanks. They're not even beefy enough. Artskin's going to be looking for another kill right there. And there's going to be a big heal coming from Astus. But here comes Zorn from the back, trying to actually knock down Hallucinates, as the missile arrow will be able to actually land onto one. And here comes more shots from the Death Sonata. Feeks will be unstoppable.
Yep, and it looks like Chen was able to make it out of there, but Kolia ended up dying in her place. And now Swan is the next to hit the wall. There's nothing much he can do. He uses the Revitalize, but the second proc coming in from the Abyssal Trap is just too much damage. Dominus doesn't care. He's 4-1. He's still going. Arts in the backline has to 2v1 the situation. It looks like he has dived way too deep into the base of Notorious villains. But Feeks, he's too big. He knows he's too big. He quickly rondos over the wall in hopes that he can catch Hallucinate off of his strikes. But this tower is still standing, and Notorious villains trade 3 for 2 against Geek Fam.
Well, Notorious villains did not die in vain. They protected it well enough, but how long more can they hold on? The mid side is already being forced in, and they really have to give this one away towards Geek Fam. Well, one more kill for the side of Granger from long range, and boy, even if you want to deal with Feeks, you have to go through so many units. Like, Zoran is already a brick wall, Arts is already bursting down members. He can go toe-to-toe with any single one of these NV members, and I'm not too sure, should they even focus on Becky, it's going to be really hard to even find the right targets, but at least they do get a pick-off every single time that they skirmish.
Yeah, and I'm thinking for a way for NV to kind of get out of this, you know, because as of right now, Geek Fam have full control. They can't really push through until they get lore, but the side of NV, they can't really walk out of their base. They can't even get jungle. It's a 14k gold leaf at the side of Geek Fam, and it looks like they don't really necessarily have to get the lore. They can just keep playing off of Dominus's picks with the Abyssal Arrow.
Yeah, now, of course, they're just waiting for the arrow to hit. He does hit, but that's definitely not going to be that area of contest where it's out of Geek Fam, as we see Arts just trying to actually find that pick up once again. They're staying behind enemy lines for sure, but when this wave crashes, Geek Fam could actually take the Lord, but they chose not to. They're just setting up the waves. They want to look for that team fight. They want to find that pick off, and they want to end this game right here, right now.
Yeah, but they're synchronizing the waves with, you know, top and bottom. Oh, looks like this is the engagement that they were looking for, but it doesn't really go too much as Kolya pops the ultimate to ensure that his entire team is healthy enough to defend this next push. It looks like Geek Fam, even though they did get an initial, like, you know, really strong pick, it's not going to be enough, but they cut off with a great Guardian's Barrier, eliminating their exit point, and now NV have been caught off guard. The ejector pulling back Arts. They're going to trade 1 for 2 here, not too bad. Can Geek Fam get a little more?
Well, I really like that perfect ejector over the wall, which managed to actually take that by surprise. But there goes. Chen is down, and of course they will be able to actually open up the top side, ejecting one member off right there for that double kill coming in for Feeks. And it's only going to be Hallucinates left. What can he do? That wave will crash right in, but it seems like Geek Fam will give them one more hope to defend.
Yep, and now Luminous Lord is back up. Feeks was at 1 HP, so I guess they wanted to make sure their damage dealers were healthy enough to deal with a single Moonwell coming in from Kolya if he does come back up. So, smart decision from Geek Fam, as considering that Feeks doesn't have any magic resist at all. So, literally any spell would have killed him.
Yeah, that was really some sort of dangerous plays coming over, but you know, Envy is now trying to contest for that Lord. It's going to be pretty tough here. As we can see, that will be Chander getting picked off by the side with Swan. Still out of a position. It doesn't matter if he has the glorious pathway or not. But here comes Ozarveki. He wants to actually flicker right in, but it will be Chen pummeled by the wall, and Geek Fam will run them over like a truck. 2 more members left for the side of Envy, as they are still waiting for the wave, but they're already trying to finish off Hallucinates, as he will be able to go back into base.
Yeah, it looks like Geek Fam, they're not even going to touch Lord at this point. They're just going to play their methodical game. They're going to clear out the waves wherever they can, look to kind of clean this up, because they could have ended the game quite a long time ago, but they are just trying to stick to their disciplines. They got to live by a code, you know?
Yeah, the code will be to show the emotes inside the base, and hoping that this Abyssal Arrow will connect to Hallucinates for them to actually get one more pickup right there. This is definitely toying around the minds of Notorious villains, which, of course, all they are focused on is only one thing: clearing waves, trying to actually find a way to counter-engage, and maybe Geek Fam might just be upset right there. But here comes Wall Charge in towards 2. That's going to be Fingers coming over from the side of Envy. One more knockup going over on the 3 members, but they are managing to actually hold on. But Chen, with a slither of health, she will be able to back away. Now Zorn and the rest of Geek Fam, they are actually taking down the Hylos, but Chen will not hold on for any longer. This is the 18th kill going for Feeks. It might just be able to find 20 by the end of this one, as Chen will be dropping low once more.
Yep, they got into the backline. Arts is going to sacrifice his life as the rest of the team just back away. They're not even ending. They're not even trying to end this game. They're just taking out inhibitor turrets and really beefing up their individual stats at this point, because they could have looked to, they could have looked to gone for a little bit more, or at least play for Lord. But it looks like at this point in time, Geek Fam is starting to realize, like, oh no, we've given them quite a bit of leeway over to Notorious Villains. They're already at 36k. This could turn on their heads if they let this drag out any longer.
Yeah, the moment that they hit level 15, they might just be actually pull up such a good fight. But here comes Zorn right in the middle. They're going to be walling all of these members off of the side of Envy, and they will crash them down. Legendary for the side of Feeks as he hits the 2-0. That double will turn into a triple kill right here. And that's definitely Swan backing out already. Chen doing what he can, but of course, this is going to be that situation where Envy will just have to give this one up. They are too far behind, and Geek Fam can just walk right through. But hey, they say, why not we extend this and get the Lord? But they don't want to do that as well.
Oh boy. Looks like this team definitely is taking their sweet time against Notorious Villains and waiting for them to scale into this game. Notorious Villains are still in it, actually. If you look at Hallucinates, even with the Execute, the Twilight Armor just being bought by Swan because he's getting bursted out of nowhere. So having that strong passive, which enables you for 4 seconds to not die, to not receive any sort of damage from your opponents once you've hit a certain health threshold or received a certain amount of burst, that's when you know that might turn them around, and hopefully Geek Fam is ready to deal with a high loss to be living a lot longer than they usually does.
Yeah, of course, I'm definitely looking forward for that. Swan's really going to step up his game right there. But over on the side of Geek Fam, they're trying to punish Chin, and there's nothing that the Uranus can do right now. This is going to be walking around, but here comes Zorn, though. That's going to be some Kondo. They're going to ram them by the wall, ejector in towards the crystal, as we'll see members of Envy trying to actually clear off all these waves while Geek Fam hunts for those kills. Arts being taken down to 60%. Colia trying to actually hold on, trying to actually heal Chen up as well. But here comes Arts going for that knock once again, and Zorn will be setting things up for 24 kills for Feeks.
Yep, and they've already given him plenty of kills here. Arts hitting that third hit into Kundo. Colia, the next to fall, and they're just gonna walk away.
Well, this is just torturing to watch. Envy just trying to actually take on this wave, but Chen's just making sure that this wave crashes all the way right in, and waiting for the rest of the members to try to fend off against this, while Uranus can definitely soak up that Abyssal Arrow without a single problem at all. So Geek Fam here hitting 18 minutes. They should end this game anytime soon, but time can wait.
Yeah, and honestly, the more that Geek Fam kind of drags this game out, the better it is for Notorious Villains to actually come back in, because remember that Geek Fam doesn't exactly scale too well into this game in comparison to Notorious Villains. They've got quite a number of scaling heroes. Colia will always be relevant, and now the ejector comes in, Stan taking a bit of damage. They've already noticed, oh no, Geek Fam is actually a lot harder to kill. They're not one-shotting them anymore, and now they're on the run as the rest of NV find the damage that they've been looking for. Hallucinates holding his ground. He doesn't want to get too greedy. He knows his team needs him in the backline, making sure that they clear out these waves.
Well, seems like a little bit of that overconfidence is biting them in the back. And of course, a little pause coming in the way as well. Not too sure whether there's any sort of technical issues, but we do apologize for that. So looking from this point of view, like I felt like Geek Fam could have just ended the game 7 minutes ago, and they chose not to. They were playing with their food, and now of course they are actually paying the price little by little. We are looking at Envy making moves and making sure that they stay alive in this game, and they have chances to ace Geek Fam right there.
Yeah, and you know that's what's really frustrating here because Geek Fam, at a certain amount of time, I have like the you know the stream opened up on the side to kind of see a bit of the replays of what's going on, but because there'll be a little bit of the delay. But at the end of the day, I think you know Geek Fam, they should have ended this game as soon as possible. They had 4 opportunities to do that, and instead they've kind of allowed Envy to survive to the point where they pretty much can get overturned. It could be one bad fight. The death timers are getting rather long now, so any deaths coming in from either side, Geek Fam or NV, could be very costly.
Yeah, we're talking about a Roger right here, the Uranus as well as the Hylos, with Estes always keeping them alive at the same time. They are getting so beefy, and of course, the Roger will be able to shred down any units in front of him. Like, you give him time, he's just going to turn it towards that late game monster, which he already is. And NV right now is not holding back. They're not playing passively anymore. They know that they have the firepower, and if they don't get the Lord, then maybe Geek Fam would eventually slide off right there. So I'm just feeling like this is just a little bit iffy right here to me, because Geek Fam, although you know they are confident, they should actually steal the game and go for game 2 already. Like this does affect standings in some manner or not, but you know they're just having a time of their life for the very final game of their season.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, they're really enjoying every second of it as of right now, but I think they have to kind of just hold out for now, right? Like, what can Notorious villains do at this point of time? They're holding their ground, they're looking for an opportunity to actually collapse onto Geek Fam. If they don't find that, I don't know, Lord is just going to be knocking on their doors.
Yeah, and of course, the Lord will be marching in pretty much anytime soon now, as we'll see pretty much a huge wave being set up from the top side, which will be cleared out by NV, while Selena as well as Greyjoy will be securing some buffs first before coming towards anything at all, while Zorn will always be up in the front line, and Dominus finally picked up his full boots for himself, so moving a little bit faster from this point onwards. We're going to see Abyssal Arrow landing on towards the jaw hit, of course, but that's definitely the Lord already arriving in towards the scene, right up to the mid-side. Wow, beautiful wall charge right across, as we'll see him rounding out, and this will be Ozarbeki over the front lines here to actually clear things off, and Geek Fam will be able to take game number 1 after a long run of 20 minutes and 43 kills. What an absolute smackdown coming for Geek Fam.
This was a pretty impressive game coming in from Geek Fam. The total domination just from start to end. They did have little shaky moments once Notorious villains started to get in their full